Okay, so Vilap Kusumanjali, verse 80. Jitva pasaka kelayam achitya muralim hare shipta mai tvaya devi gopa yashyami tam kadaha. So in this verse, it's described that Radhika and Krishna perform a dice match. They gamble. So how does that pastime come about? So there's many pastimes sometimes in Radha Kund in the midday, and there are countless variations because Krishna's Leela is always expanding. It's ever fresh. So, but Prabhuji tells it in relation to this pastime we heard the last one. So the next, Krishna, after escaping the Manjari's grasp and the Sakhi's grasp, he swam across, and then he went back to where his Sakhas were, because he had told the Sakhas, I'll come back very shortly. I have something I have to do. And Gurudev describes that when Krishna leaves the Sakhas, Yogamaya arranges that they feel like Krishna was only gone for a few moments. So when Krishna goes out to graze the calves with the Sakhas, one of the main reasons he's doing this is so he gets a chance to meet the gopis. That's why Gopastami, when Krishna first grazes the cows, is such a great festival. And that's why we show Radhika's feet on that day. In all the temples of Radha Krishna, we show Radhika's feet, and she dresses as a cowherd boy. So Radhika and all the boys all the Sakhis dress as Sakhas and go to the forest with Krishna and play with him there. That's why sometimes our acharyas express the mood of desiring to be Sakhas, even though they're in Manjari Bhav. We mentioned this yesterday. Sometimes Prabhupada wrote some poems with a mood to be like in Sakyaras. But when he was about to leave, enter Nitya Lila, Gurudev sang Rupa Manjari Pada. So how would he sing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada to someone who's in Sakyaras? It's incompatible. But the gopis, within Madhurya Ras, Sakya Ras is included. All the rasas are included within Madhurya. But Madhurya is not in Sakya. So sometimes if Prabhupada is in the Madhurya mood, it means he is definitely a Radhika's Manjari. And if sometimes he is expressing a Sakya Ras mood, that is included within Madhurya Ras. Otherwise, on Gopastami, why do we dress Radhika as a Sakha? Not only here, all the temples. And all the temples you can see Radhika's lotus feet. Because generally, it's they're very chaste. They won't show their feet in front of everyone. But as a Sakha, then they can show their feet. And when Radhika is especially merciful, she will show her feet. So when Krishna goes to the forest, sometimes they dress as boys and play with him. And then Krishna, in the midday, sometimes when he is with his friends resting, then the Sakhis will come as Sakhas and massage him, feed him, bring some preparations. So in this case, Krishna left Shamtalai and met again with his Sakhas. And Gurudev says the Sakhas experience that when Krishna's gone, it's only a few moments by Yogamaya's arrangement. Like when Brahma stole the boys, even a year went by, but they felt like it was just a few moments. Like when you sleep at night, if you're not dreaming, 8 hours passes like that. You lay down and you wake up. No time passes. So they feel like very short, and Krishna comes back. So when Krishna came back, he immediately dressed again as a Sakha, and he began again playing with the boys. So when the boys are playing, they like to play different sports, like boys in this world also. Why are boys in childhood always playing? Because this is coming from the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, everything is a play. Everything is a pastime. And especially boys like sports. So, and all kinds of sports. Most sports involve balls, right? All different sports. Football, basketball, soccer, cricket, tennis. What's a sport that doesn't have balls? Like wrestling, swimming. But team sports are always like balls. So in Braj, what do the Sakhas play? They use big kadamba flowers. And kadamba flowers, like we see when we make kadamba flower malas, they're somewhat heavy and hard. And if you let them dry, then they can be like a tennis ball, like a golf ball. And some big kadamba flowers can be like a football. So the Sakhas make teams and they play like this. Sometimes the Sakhis also play. Sometimes they play kabaddi also. Kabaddi is a special Indian sport. This is actually a funny pastime Gurudev tells. I forgot this pastime. Gurudev mentions this in one of the verses. I forget which one. But we didn't tell it yet. So kabaddi is a special sport. So what you do is you have an arena. And generally it's not so big, right? Like maybe 15 feet on each side, deep. And you draw a line in the middle. And you have two sides, equal numbers. Usually 4 or 5 people, 6, 7 people. So what you do is one team who goes first, they will... So like say it's our turn first. Me, Gokul, some other guys. Okay, so the first guy who's going, he has to take a deep breath And then he says kabaddi, 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 kabaddi. And you can't stop saying kabaddi, because if you stop saying, then you can breathe again. So in one breath, you say kabaddi, 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 and then you run to the other side and you try to tag someone. And after you tag them, you can tag 3-4 people. If you can tag them and then escape back across the line, then those people you tagged come to your team. And so then your team will have more people, their team will have less people. And the goal is to get all of their team on your team. Right? Or if you tag them, another version is that they have to leave. You know? So that's the idea. But when you go and tag them, generally what they do is they all stay in a group, you know? And if you go tag one person, 3 people will tackle you. And then also because you're not breathing, then you're weak. Especially if it's like, you know, when you go try tag them, they all run and escape, you know? So if like 1 minute passes, 2 minute passes, you can't breathe, and then they're all holding you down. So one time, the Sakhis party and Krishna's party, they're young kids, 6, 7, 8. They were playing kabaddi. And the Sakhas are especially afraid of the Sakhis, because the Sakhis in Radhika's party are very strong. Lalita, Vishaka. Shouldn't think they're like weak girls. They're very strong. And the Sakhas are, you know, like Lalita, you know, who's going to fight with Lalita? So, like most of Krishna's side was defeated easily. Lalita, she came to that side and she was tagging all the boys and they were all having to leave. So then only a few left. But when Krishna then said, okay, I'll go. So then Gurudev describes this. So Krishna took a deep breath and then kabaddi, 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 and he ran to the other side. And Krishna was thinking, to win, I have to cheat. Like I have to do something to make them, like to make me be able to easily beat them, because otherwise we're going to lose. And Krishna doesn't like to lose. Krishna is not a good like, okay, sometimes to Radhika maybe, but this time he didn't want to lose. So Krishna, knowing that in order to beat the gopis, if he runs normally, they'll all catch him and hold him down. So Krishna, Gurudev describes, who is Krishna? In this song we sing, Dira Samire, Jamuna Tire, Basati Vane Manamali. The second line is, Pina Payodara, Parisada Mardana. So this means Krishna likes to, you know, attack the gopis like this way, you know. So Krishna went and he started to try to touch the chest of the gopis. And so the gopis became very shy and were covering themselves. And so because they were covering themselves, this was Krishna's plan. Then they won't be able to tackle me. So Krishna was quickly running like this, and he just tagged each one and quickly won. So this is how Krishna won the kabaddi match. But sometimes then the boys will also play just together, or they'll play with the kambadamba flowers and like this. So this time, when Krishna left Shamtalai, they were playing, and the Sakhis were sent out to try to find this girl who ran away. So they went searching. Finally, they found Krishna playing with all the boys. So their messengers came and said, "Oh Krishna, did you recently see some girl running this direction in like wet cloth?" Because Krishna was playing with the boys nearby Govardhan, in that same area. So the Manjaris asked, Krishna, you've been playing here for some time. Did you see some girl run by in wet cloth, dripping and very quickly running? And Krishna said, oh yes, I saw. And they said, yes, she was some expert masseuse, but she left and we were trying to give her some gifts. Maybe you can call her. He said, yes, I know where she lives. If you want, I can call her. So then Krishna had his murali when he was playing with the boys. He was a little distracted, and he had his murali in his waist belt. You know, he takes the one chadar and ties on his waist. And so they were talking, and then one manjari, as Krishna was distracted talking to one gopi, she quickly ran and snatched Krishna's murali and ran off. Because they're not foolish. They know actually this was Krishna. But they're playing along with the game. So they took Krishna's murali, and now they have collateral. So Krishna, as soon as he loses his flute, he wants it back, right? So Krishna was like now very anxious. Oh, I want my flute. So then they said, okay, we'll give you back your flute if you bring this girl and give her into Radhika's service. Radhika now wants her. She served Radhika so nicely. Radhika wants her as her dasi, as her sevika. So if you bring her and offer her to Radharani, then you can get your Vangsi back. So Krishna said, okay, but I'm not just going to give it back like that. We have to do a dice match. And whoever wins in the dice match, then they'll get their desire fulfilled. So if I win, you just have to give me back my murali. If I lose, then I'll give you this gopi. So then they agreed and they arranged, and Krishna came back to Radhika's neutral area and they began to play dice. So this is related to this verse. As they're playing dice, Krishna loses his flute, and in the dice game, Krishna ultimately is defeated by Srimati Radhika. And so then Krishna has to offer himself to Radhika. Krishna already promised that if I lose, I'll have to fulfill your desire. So Krishna said, okay, I lost, I accept defeat. Now let me go, and I'll go to that girl's home because I know where she lives, and I'll request her to come back. So then Krishna left, and this is only Krishna himself. So Krishna went into the forest and again dressed as the gopi. And then he came back and offered pranam to Radhika and said, please accept me as your dasi. And Radhika said, yes, no problem. But the Lita Vishaka said, it's not so easy. First, you have to offer pranam. You have to say, she is my Swamini. So Krishna offered pranam and said, oh Radhika, you are my Swamini. And then they gave him a long list. You have to promise to be faithful, not to serve anyone else, not to go here and there, always be under Anugatya. Like if we are under Anugatya Vaishnavas, if we go here and there without permission, it means Maryada Alangana, crossing over proper etiquette. Like if we don't tell Prabhuji and, oh, I just went to Jaipur, then what is this? No Anugatya. Even Param Gurudev was so strict. You went to another temple without letting him know, without permission. He said, okay, you stay there. Bhakti Swarup Siddhanti Maharaj. He was so strict. You go to some other temple, even another Gaudiya temple, said, oh, you didn't get permission, you have no Anugatya, then you can stay there. You're not coming for Harikatha here? Okay, stay there. You like it there? So this is Anugatya Dharma. So the gopis told Krishna in the gopi form that, oh, you are used to being Swatantra Ishwar. You are Swatantra, always independent. So how can you be Radhika's Dasi? You're too independent. We won't accept you. Only if you take a vow, I will now follow Anugatya Dharma. I'm always in the guidance of Radhika. And that means, being in the guidance of Radhika means Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, and then Rupa, Rati, Tulsi, Lavanga, Kasturi. If we want to be in guidance of Radhika means in the guidance of Radhika's followers. So Krishna accepted. Krishna accepted, Radhika Dasi, I am Radhika Dasi Jadi Hoya Abhiman. If we have this mood, I am Radhika's Dasi, then Krishna will be happy. So Krishna himself, he accepted that I am Radhika's Dasi, and that really means that I am Das Anudas Anudas. Now Krishna became the servant of Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, Kasturi Manjari, Lavanga Manjari. So they told him, okay, now bring water for bathing Radhika. Okay, now pick flowers. Okay, now make a garland. Okay, now give alta on her feet. So Krishna became Radhika's sevak. And then they also, at this time, Prabhuji says, they tied their cloth together and they became Radha Damodar. Means Krishna became bound to Srimati Radhika. And in this way, Krishna became her eternal sevak. So we stop here today. Vancha kalpatarubhasa kripasindhubhasa ptitanang pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Okay. Radha, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel down there. Share with your friends. Ask a question in the comments. And check out our website, kripa.tv, for courses, to support us, and for our articles and more. Haribol.